We now move into game week 14 of the Premier League. We're just a couple game weeks away till club football ends and the World Cup begins. And you know what, I'm really excited for the World Cup, mainly because it's the biggest competition in the world, also because Liverpool will stop playing and they can stop ruining my weekend. Sadly, I'll have to watch Liverpool for another couple of weeks. This is my game week 14 Premier League predictions. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And while you're at it, make sure to leave in the comments your game week 14 Premier League predictions. Leicester versus Man City. Leicester's defensive record has improved in the last couple of weeks, but they'll still be absolutely delighted Erling Haaland isn't playing. According to Pep Guardiola, Haaland is feeling ill, but to be honest, knowing Haaland, he'll probably be over it. The man is an absolute machine. If Haaland doesn't play, my FPL team is completely ruined because he has just carried my team this year. I'm so bad at FPL that I'm not even in the top 100 of my own league. But moving away from my terrible fantasy skill set and on to my terrible prediction skill set. Although Leicester have improved in recent weeks, I still think Man City are going to win this game. They're one of the best, if not the best team in the world. Although they probably are missing Erling Haaland, they're going to win this game 3-1. This is a big opportunity for Julian Alvarez, and he will score in this game along with Kevin De Bruyne, João Cancelo and James Maddison. Bournemouth versus Spurs. In the last week and a half, Spurs have just looked off it. First of all, a 2-0 loss to Man United and then a 2-1 loss to Newcastle, a game I predicted right. Hugo Lloris has been appalling for Spurs lately and people are acting like it's only a recent thing. To be honest, I haven't thought he's top 5 Premier League goalkeeper since the World Cup in 2018. He's absolutely shocking on the ball. He always has a mistake in him. He's a good shot stopper, but he's not a world-class shot stopper, so I don't see all the hype around him. Even though I spent the last 30 seconds calling Spurs terrible, I still think they're going to bounce back in this game with a 1-0 win thanks to a penalty from Harry Kane. Brentford versus Wolves. I have not got a single Brentford prediction right so far this year, and I'm telling you they do it on purpose. Aston Villa have been terrible so far this season. Brentford are in good form. I think, yeah, they're definitely going to win this game, and then they get absolutely battered. Aston Villa have been terrible this season. They sacked their manager. Wolves have been terrible this season. They sacked their manager. Brentford are in good form, but they lost to Aston Villa, so they're also going to lose to Wolves. Wolves are going to win this game 1-0 thanks to a header from Nathan Collins. Brighton versus Chelsea. Graham Potter faces his old club, and so far as Chelsea manager, the results have been relatively decent. They're playing good football. Tactically, he's got most things right. I think it's been a good appointment. I may have doubted it, but I have to admit I was wrong. Graham Potter's done a good job at Chelsea so far. Chelsea currently sit in 5th, though they do have a game in hand on both Spurs and Newcastle, but they will want to be getting into the top 4, so I don't think Graham Potter will be showing much sentimental value when it comes to his old club. Chelsea are going to win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Mason Mount and Aubameyang. Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Last week I predicted Southampton to draw 1-1 with Arsenal. I got it right, and it would be the most Premier League thing ever for a team to draw with the team top of the league and then lose to a mid-table team. That just seems to be the way football always seems to play out, and it's going to happen in this game. Southampton, after a very good result last week, are going to end up losing this game to Crystal Palace. It's a home game for Crystal Palace. I reckon they'll put in a good performance and they're going to win this game 2-1. Southampton's goals will come from Che Adams, while Crystal Palace's goals will come from Eze and Zaha. Fulham versus Everton. Everton with a brilliant result over Crystal Palace last week. They played fantastic. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he looks like he's back and looking to make a late push for the World Cup squad, though I doubt he'll make it. Everton have been brilliant defensively so far this season. What they've been missing is goals. Ever since Richarlison left, they've lacked it. With Calvert-Lewin being injured, they just haven't been able to score. While the likes of Anthony Gordon, Iwobi and some others have tried to pitch in for Everton, they just haven't had any consistent goal scorers. With Calvert-Lewin being back, that's brilliant news for Everton fans. If he can keep the consistency up, stay injury-free for the rest of the season, I highly doubt Everton will be anywhere near a relegation battle and will comfortably stay up. Fulham have also been quite good so far this season, and considering they have the home advantage, I reckon this game will end a 1-1 draw. Goals will come from Mitrovic and Calvert-Lewin. Newcastle versus Aston Villa, and for some reason Unai Emery is now Aston Villa's manager. What a weird appointment. I mean, it's a fantastic appointment. Emery is a quality manager, though he hasn't had the best record in the Premier League. He's been successful in Spain with both Sevilla and Villarreal. Coming into a new job and you look at your first game, you don't want Newcastle away, especially considering the form Newcastle are in under Eddie Howe. Almiron has looked like a completely different player this season. He has been fantastic, and I reckon he'll score in this game in a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Callum Wilson, Almiron and Bruno Guimaraes will get on the score sheet for Newcastle, and Danny Ings will score Aston Villa's goal. Liverpool versus Leeds. It's so frustrating being a Liverpool fan right now. You don't know what to expect going into a match. Some weeks you can outperform Man City, one of the best teams in the world, and some weeks you can lose to, at the time, bottom of the table Nottingham Forest. Liverpool beat Ajax 3-0 midweek, so it looks like they're back on track, but I've said that about 15 times so far this season. Leeds have looked good so far this season. They've just been a little bit inconsistent. I do understand there's been a couple injuries, but Patrick Bamford looks half the player. Ever since he rejected Ireland, he's been terrible. My guess for Bamford's poor form is that Stephen Kenny is pulling up Paul Pogba and putting curses on him. Thankfully for all Liverpool fans, this game is at Anfield. Liverpool have still not won a Premier League away game so far this season, but this game is at home, and I reckon they're going to win this game 3-0. Darwin Núñez will bag a brace, and Bobby Firmino will tap in the third. Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Arsenal slipped up last week with a 1-1 draw with Southampton. A surprise for most. Not for me though, because I predicted that game right. I know it's the second time this video bragged about about that prediction. But you win some, you lose some, and regular viewers of this channel will know I lose most of them, so you really have to celebrate your wins. I'm not going to go controversial again this week, though. I reckon Arsenal will get back on track with a good result versus Nottingham Forest, who did get a good result last week, beating Liverpool. Were Nottingham Forest good last week, or was it because Liverpool had Curtis Jones in the midfield? Who could say? I reckon Arsenal will win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. Man United versus West Ham. It really looks like Eric Ten Hag's football is really integrating into Man United's style of play. West Ham's first month and a half of the new Premier League season, they were really poor, but the results are going their way now and they look like they're getting back on form. And lads, I haven't went controversial all video. I mean, most of you are probably disappointed me, but now is the time I go controversial in a prediction. West Ham are going to beat Man United at Old Trafford. West Ham are going to win this game 2-1 thanks to goals from Scamacca and Declan Rice, and for Man United, Anthony will score. So that was my Game Week 14 Premier League predictions. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and make sure to leave me your Game Week 14 Premier League predictions in the comments. We'll probably disagree on most things, and you'll probably end up being right, because my accuracy with predictions is about as accurate as a blind man playing darts. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.